Grand Ra and grand life to you, family. This is AHMUN Ra. This is just a brief address to we, the family, just to sort of express a couple of thoughts concerning the most recent address left us by SOAR, GMT, the AHMUN. Family, I am so excited and so amped about this journey that we're about to embark on. This is something that I have waited to do for so long, and I have spoken about this for so long, that we as a people are the backbone of everything that has been established here, even though it has not been for our benefit. But, and there's always a but, what's done is done, and we're looking forward. We're moving forward. Just an idea that I want to just express. Each of us within this construct has developed ourselves within some capacity. We possess some ability, some talent, something that can be of benefit as a contribution to the family. We've all witnessed enough of this construct to understand where the insufficiencies are, where the issues lie, and we've even discussed these things amongst ourselves in our small groups and communities. And I think the thing that we've failed to realize is the very things that we're discussing and the very things that we understand are the issues, we are the remedy. And all it takes is for us to just put our minds towards and put our bodies and actions towards correcting that thing. But the way that we've been doing it has been out of order, because we've been trying to do it from within this construct, which is impossible to do because, number one, it is anti what we are, and number two, the way that it's designed is to always keep us divided up amongst ourselves or against ourselves, where if one of us begins to develop something outside of this thing, it uses those of us that are stuck in it to help destroy it. When in all actuality, if we would just step back and take a look at what we're witnessing and contribute some of our energy to it, it would benefit all of us. And that's the way we've been operating. But this is our thought processes have to be a lot different now, family. We have to forget about those things that were. Yes, we take the lessons we've learned from them, but we forget about those things that were and set aside the ego and step outside of that Willie Lynch syndrome mentality and realize that if one of us is achieving and developing towards something outside of this thing, it's actually of benefit to each and every one of us if we would just contribute and encourage and support what we're witnessing. The very thing that the AHMUN has been stressing or urging us to do for years is support one another, encourage one another to do something different. When we witness what we are as a being, because of the condition and because it looks different from the status quo that we've been trained to live within, we also have to realize that we've been socially conditioned, that people on earth have been socially conditioned, and there are plenty of experiments that actually validate what I'm speaking here, where these things have been done to the public. These experiments that they speak about, they have been done to the public. This is how they've been able to control the brains of most of the beings on earth, is because they have conditioned these brains. And what we witness is there's going to be one somewhere that looks different. And Mother of AHMUN has expressed this too in one of her recent messages. I see you, AHMUN, and I am grateful to be cycling with you. Woman, the wisdom of man. But back to my point, we're going to look a little different because we don't fit this thing that has been done here. And by now, family, we should, with everything in us, want to be different from what we've seen and what we've witnessed. But to sort of bring this thing to a close, I just want to have everyone begin to think along the lines of solutions. We have given a lot of our energy to the problems that we've witnessed, and this is the way this thing sort of continues to feed on us and continues to sort of suck on our energy, that parasitic, filthy thing that even right now, thinking about it, giving words to it, I really want to get past even giving that thing any energy, because when you look at the grand scale and the grand plan and what life really is, if you have any knowledge of what life really is, the quickest and easiest and simplest analogy I can give is you have one bubble that's been blown out of you know those little bubbles that you can buy with a little ring you blow the holes out of. Well, it's just one little small bubble, and within that bubble it's one little small dust particle. That's what this thing really is, and it has given the illusion that it's more than that, and the only thing that has amplified that illusion is the attention that we give it. So from here forward, family, let's try to not give that thing any more of our attention, and let's focus on and visualize and begin to see forward. Let's begin to think of solutions for the things that we've seen, but at the same time, not within this, not trying to apply those solutions within this construct, because if you think about it, even at the beginning of our sojourning here on this continent, there was a process that was gone through by our ancestry that was geared towards separating themselves from this thing, because they had an understanding then that it was not, they had come from a different way of life, so they knew this was not their way of life. No matter how much those people tried to beat this into them, rape it into them, and condition them, they just knew that it was not their way of life. So why are we in 2021 fighting it? And since then, since the 70s actually, been fighting to get back into this thing. It's representative of the conditioning that has taken place, where we're in this period, the period where we should be separated from it already and prepared to move into something more grand. We're still witnessing ourselves being tricked into it and fighting to get into it. And let me mention something else, family. We as beings are born with rights. We are born. We should be naturally respected as beings. We do not have to beg or ask or dance or fight for any of that. So that's just a waste of energy. All that energy that we put into protesting and fighting for this right and fighting for that right, that's energy we can be putting into just doing our own thing. There's nothing these people have done here that we have not learned and mastered, and there's nothing that has been done here that can't be done 1,000, if not a gazillion times better than what we've witnessed. Everything is backwards, family. But back to the point. Let's begin to focus our energy on the solutions. We have a platform that's going to allow us, well, there's a platform being put in place by SOAR, our teacher, to allow us to begin to come together as a community, unite, vibe with each other, build our love energy, and begin to reestablish and reconstruct and rebuild and reacclimate ourselves to our way of life, repatriate. So family, I encourage you all. Actually, first let me say this. I love you all, and I care for you all. And I am excited about what we're going to witness in these upcoming cycles. Which brings me to this request. I ask that all of you, family, join with me for the next 99 cycles at mid-cycle to exude love and gratitude and appreciation to the One, and thanks for the intelligence and the knowledge that we'll receive in order to manifest all plans that have been put in action. We rise with Ra.